Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the PT Family Garden channel. I'm Ashley. Today, I want to share with you all a recipe that I have been eating, and it is so nutritious and it helps me stay full for hours, and it gets in a lot of the good nutrients that we need, particularly fiber. So this is something that I kind of came up with a couple of months ago. I think around December I started doing bean shakes, and I'll do another video on that. And I noticed how full I was staying. I mean, I was forgetting to eat. And you know, sometimes I discovered that I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have the shake. And so I came up with another option using an ingredient that I put into the shake that helps. And so that ingredient is this right here. It's psyllium husk powder. I get this online, and I'll leave a link in the description for you to see where I get it from. But this has a lot of fiber in it. I mean, it's perfect for us, and it's really good for our gut health. It helps keep me full. It helps all types of things with the digestion, and it also helps take away cravings. So I'm going to start out. First thing I do is I start out with yogurt. I just use this original non-fat yogurt. This is just a regular generic brand that I get from Food Lion. And I try to do maybe a half a cup to a cup. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I don't measure. So if you need measurements, I suggest you come up with your own so that it's right for you. But I don't measure. So I just take this, I take a spoon, and I just stir up my yogurt, and I make sure y'all can see that. And I just start putting it in the bowl, and I just eyeball it. So as you see, I have these overflowing teaspoons of it. But like I said, some days this is lunch and dinner. And the thing I discovered, not lunch and dinner, excuse me. Some days this is my breakfast and lunch. And the thing I discovered was that because I didn't have an appetite after eating this, it's had so many benefits. It's been helping with bloating and weight loss in my abdomen, stomach area. And it also is cutting down on grocery bills because I'm not as hungry. So that's the first thing I do. I add the yogurt. There you go. I love cinnamon. I put cinnamon in my smoothies, in my shakes. Cinnamon, in case you don't know, is really good for blood sugar management. So I just sprinkle, and I sprinkle liberally just because I love cinnamon. Might be too much for you. If it is, adjust. Okay. Okay, now I also do mushroom powders because mushrooms have so many good benefits for us. Today I'm just doing chaga mushroom powder. Chaga is very good for energy and vitality and an overall just good feeling of well-being. And I get these online. I will put a link to where you can get this also. Probably get it on Amazon. I get it on Etsy just because I have a particular shop that I like to get this stuff through. But see, that right there is a lot, especially because it is 4:08 and I don't want to have a bunch of energy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some of this back and use about that much. So maybe that's a half a teaspoon, and just sprinkle it in the bowl. All right, so now we have our cinnamon and the chaga. All right. I purchased some, I believe it was electrolyte powder on Amazon. And with this particular purchase, they gave me a free container of collagen. And so because I have it, I just take the scoop that's in there. This just like that. I don't quite fill up the scoop, but there's the scoop, and I just sprinkle it all around. So see, it's like a nutrient rich, dense, whatever you want to say, yogurt bowl. And it makes me feel really good. Good energy, just feeling good. Okay, now this is the psyllium husk powder. There, it says the suggested serving is 1 teaspoon. So I take my teaspoon. I don't use a measuring spoon, you know, like for baking and stuff. I just use the same teaspoon. Kind of shake some off the top, and mine's a heaping teaspoon just because I love this stuff so much. And I sprinkle it on. Now what's going to happen when you add this, it's going to thicken up, and I'll show you what I do to help with that. I just keep my stuff together. I wrap it up and I put a rubber band around it so that the powder doesn't come out. And what I really need to do is put this in a storage container, but I'll get to that. We're just going to leave it like that for now. Okay, so here's another powder that I use sometimes. It's lion's mane. Lion's mane is really good for the brain. It helps with memory. It helps with attention and focus, and it also can help with energy as well. And so lion's mane, I'm not going to do that today because like I said, it's 4:10 where I'm at. All right, so the next thing I do is I start to add the flavorings. This is another thing I purchased. This vanilla bean powder. You can get this online. I'll link it in the description. And also strawberry powder. Today, I think I'm going to go for the vanilla bean. Yesterday, I did strawberry, but I just wanted to show y'all some options. So vanilla, strawberry, and then cocoa, if you want to just do a chocolate yogurt. But I'm going to do this vanilla. Kind of shake some off. And I like it really vanilla-y. So you can adjust to your liking. I shake it around. Another good thing you could do is add some vanilla extract. That would taste good also. All right. Now, I also like to do this because I have it. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't go out of my way to get it, but I must say that I really enjoy it. It is granulated orange peel, and you know orange is very high in vitamin C, particularly the peels. And so instead of sitting there chewing on some orange peels or soaking them or whatever, I bought this. I think I bought it for a recipe one time, and then it was just sitting there. So I saw it the other day. I said, I'm going to start adding that to my yogurt bowl. So I just take about a teaspoon again, shake it around on top. All right, then I like to add my mix. So at first I had flaxseed powder, but I ran out. And so I had this big bottle of thing in there, and I said, instead of getting some more flaxseed powder, I'm just going to use this. You get it from most grocery stores. I'm sure I got it from the one that I like around here. But this is flax, chia, and hemp seed. And it has a flip top or a sprinkle top, excuse me, a sprinkle top with different sizes. I like to use the bigger size because I love this stuff. It gives it such a good crunch. And all of these things are good with fiber, digestion, fullness, just good stuff all around. And then if you really love chia seeds, you can add a little bit more of those. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Something else you can add when what I used to do and will do again is some frozen blueberries, or if you have some fresh blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, that's a good idea. Shredded coconut, nuts, if you're good with nuts, don't have an allergy, that would be good as well. And then the last thing I do after I added the chia is I add, well, it's the next to the last, excuse me. I get this allulose syrup. I use allulose because it's better for the body instead of just syrup. You can use honey, whatever liquid sweetener, liquid stevia, whatever you like. But I just particularly prefer allulose because it's better for blood sugar management, and just it doesn't cause insulin spikes for me. I don't know about anyone else. And so I just take this and I just drizzle it on top, and it's really sweet, so you don't need a whole lot. Now, what I was doing was just taking this and stirring it up just like it is now. But when you do that, it's thicker. It almost, if you let it sit for a while, it can become like a mousse. And if you like that texture, cool, go with it. But if you don't want a mousse and you want like a smoother pudding pudding type consistency, then take some milk. This is coconut milk. I like coconut milk. I buy coconut milk by the cans. I'll open them up. This is just the generic Food Lion brand. And I will put it in here, and then I add water, and I use this either in my shakes, smoothies, or my yogurt bowl. And I just take this and I just pour some. Not too much because I don't want it too loose. And if you see those little chunks, this is a fresh can that I just opened. I added a little bit to one that was already open, and so the chunks are still kind of in there, but it will soften up a bit. And then I take it, that's what it looks like, and then I just start to stir and I eyeball it. So I'm just stirring right now. This is going to become like a brownish color, so it's going to look like a chocolate pudding, but it will take on the flavors of the things that you added. So it'll have like a little zesty taste from the orange peel, and then more of a vanilla accent from the vanilla powder. So that's it. As you see, it looks like a chocolate pudding. And then we taste. That is perfect. I'm telling you, if you are looking for a way to kind of decrease your appetite naturally, or if you want to, replace this stuff for instead of cooking a breakfast, you have that. That's a good idea. And then that cuts down on some expenses. If you want a good dessert, this is also good at night. If you want a dessert, but you don't want to do something like, extra sweet with a bunch of sugars and stuff in it, try this. And so I hope that this helps. In fact, I want mine just a little bit thinner because see, it's thickened up just as we've been talking, or I've been recording this video. So I'm going to add just a little bit more coconut milk, and you can use almond milk, you can use regular milk, you can use heavy cream, light cream, half and half. The goal is just to thin it out some. And that's it. So I hope that this helps somebody. If you have any questions, just leave them below, and I'll talk with you guys in the next video. Bye.